Hey, Rick.
Hey, Megan, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, and once again, I don't have any makeup on. I don't. I'm a very unique individual, and um, some days are just like this. I was getting ready. I got an emergency call. I had to go, and there's no turning around from that. I don't backtrack. Like when I go to the grocery store and I have a car full of groceries, I don't make two trips. I carry all the groceries in at the same time. And I wish there was a filter to put makeup on or to make me look 10 pounds lighter or 20 years younger, but here we are.
Well, you're amazing no matter what. So you're all
Oh, thanks, Rick.
good. The question though was, we're wearing your bunny slippers at the grocery store today. That's why I want to know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know. I have like all my neighbors, I've been like Tim and I have been on the same street since 1997. So we pretty much know everybody. So yeah, you have to, look presentable when you leave the house. No bunny slippers at the grocery store, unfortunately.
All right. Okay. We'll let you go on
All
that.
right. So let's talk about today, sort of structuring the rest of the year, because there's like
Mhm.
things are just weird. They have been weird for years now, and you just don't really know what in the hell is going to go on, but you kind of have an idea. So let's
All right.
place our bets here. Football season is on. We watch football on Sunday, and I know people have their fantasy football teams and leagues,
Yeah.
and we're kind of doing that here for real estate right now. We're going to do a little commentary, a little play-by-play, and see what we should do, what the setup should be.
A bit of a fantasy land on real estate right now or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So my prediction is I'm seeing inventory. I'll tell you what I'm seeing, then you tell us what you're seeing, okay? I'm seeing inventory, meaning the amount of homes for sale, dwindling like really quickly. People are either pulling their houses off the market or just summer's over and they got caught up in this whole rate explosion thing, and their purchase price, people are thinking, well, if the interest rates are going up, prices are going to go down. It's like, well, of course they're going to adjust, but it's like, newsflash, you didn't save any money by getting the higher interest rate. Like this did not,
No, man. Yeah.
this was not a good strategy. So anyway.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot around that for sure.
yeah. So I'm seeing the amount of houses for sale get lower and lower. I'm seeing people take their houses off the market. I'm seeing some price reductions. That doesn't necessarily mean that they were overpriced. It's just, like I've said a million times, you can't go from 3% to 6% and expect the same results. People's payments have gone up significantly. And so, that's what they look at. They don't look at the price of the house, they look at the payment. And so if that payment on that price is too high for the clientele in the neighborhood, then you're going to have to adjust the price. So and then there's just a whole lot of people that have houses that refinanced at super low rates. So like, where are they going to go?
Yeah, look, there's a lot to unpack with that, certainly, but people always want to go back to the real estate crash, if you will, of 2008. I'm telling you right now, that is not going to happen for a lot of reasons. And back to your point a minute ago, people are refinancing these low rates. Back in 2008, people were in distress. They were in distress, and they were losing everything. Different market. Sellers now, homeowners now, they've got equity, they've got very low mortgage rates, they're settled. So this market has nothing to do with people being in distress. And people think that, oh gosh, if I just wait long enough, the market's going to crash or something's going to happen. And we talked about this a lot over the last couple of years. Hope is not a strategy, number one. Number two, stop watching the news. Get those two things out of your head and follow the fundamentals. And the fundamentals are very clear. Homeowners are not selling because they don't have to. They've got very low mortgage rates. They've remodeled their homes. They're set. The market's not crashing. The market's not going to crash. Plain and simple. Now, with respect to rates, rates will come down next year. I think we'll start to see some of that happening later this year. We'll take some time. You have to know that, I talk about this a lot. My analogy is simply this: when rates are going up, it's like watching a raging forest fire. When rates are going down, it's like watching grass grow, and I kid you not. So when we start to see these rates come down next year, what's going to happen is you'll see these TV ads. Rates are plummeting. Rates are plummeting. Trust me, rates are not going to plummet. They're going to go down gradually.
You're right. I've never seen rates plummet, but I've also never seen this year either.
Yeah, exactly right. Every
Have
year's
you
got a
seen
different
anything
flavor.
like this year?
No, not like this. And by the way, 41 years later, I thought I'd seen it.
Yeah.
This is a new chapter in my book now. I'm gonna have to write when I'm all done. So
I know.
no, look, you're right about that. You know, there's not going to be the inventory. Rates are going to stay right around this mark for the next few months. We'll see some easing of that, but let's put this in perspective. Rates around 6%, give or take, whatever that looks like, is not a high rate. We are just very spoiled by super low rates in the 3% range. Look at history. In the last 40 years, 50 years, how many times in 50 years were rates at 3%?
Never.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
No.
Okay. I will tell you though that I remember I worked for a very large home builder. I managed one of their divisions years ago, back in the late 80s. We came out with a special on all the housing tracks for the next quarter. If they bought the house, we would lock in their rate at 8 7/8 on a 30-year fixed. This is like 89, maybe 90. Lines around the block were 8 7/8. That was a terrific rate. Okay, so let's put that in perspective. So historically, a 6% rate, give or take a little bit, is still a normal, healthy market. That is what it is. I do think, however, next year we'll see rates come back down, in the 4 range, which is terrific. Well, that won't last, of course, but that's the fundamentals.
I know. I think, like, you know, we say it all the time, but if you find something and it makes sense, just do it. Get yourself a house, because there's too many, wild cards out there, and the only way to control your own future and your living situation, which is huge, is to own your property.
Yeah, right. So you're right. So the important thing with that, I think, Megan, is don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it, because people will tell you they've got friends, neighbors, co-workers will tell you all about their experience to kind of shift that agenda. Well, their experience was probably 10 years ago. What happened 10, 20 years ago does not apply to today. It just doesn't.
Right. Agreed.
So just don't overthink it.
Exactly. And and if you find something that it makes sense, just do it.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
All right. Well, I think that's our play-by-play for the rest of the year. Rates are pretty much going to stay where they're at, most likely.
Yeah.
And where they're at is kind of like, woo, but
It feels that way after a 3%.
I know. And the amount of homes for sale, AKA the inventory, will decrease. So if you're looking to buy a house this year, I would not mess around, to be honest with you, because I had a whole bunch of listings I put up for sale, in summertime as usual, but now it's dwindling because we're going to go into the holidays. So, all right, Rick, thank you for your sage advice. I know we repeat ourselves a lot, but it needs to be repeated because people don't listen. So I appreciate you.
Listen to us, not the news. That's the advice.
Oh my gosh, drop the news. All right. I'll see you. Have a good day.
Megan, see ya. Take care.
Bye.